Hello everyone. Let's look at the project of hotel reservation analysis using SQL. So the overview is the hotel industry heavily relies on the data to make informed decisions and provide a better guest experience. In this project, I'll work with a data set to gain insight into guest preferences, booking trends, and other key factors that impact the hotel's operation. Obviously, I will use SQL to query and analyze the data. So these are the several questions that are being asked in this project. So let's take them one by one. So first scenario is, what is the total number of reservations in the data set? So I have used a schema as internship underscore one first project. What I have done is, for the total number of reservation in the dataset, I have used a select statement and the aggregate function as count on booking ID, which I have named as reserved from hotel reservation dataset, and we can see the output is 700. Let's go to the next question. Which meal plan is the most popular among the guests? So here what is asked is that which of the following meal plan is most common among the guests. So what I have done is, I have selected the type of meal plan and their respective count using count function as favorite meal plan from the dataset. Then I have used group by and order by. So we can see that meal plan 1 is the most favorite meal plan, which have a count of 527. Let's go to the another question. What is the average price per room for the reservation involving children? Since it is asked particularly in this question that it is involving the children, so what I have done is, in the where clause I have used number of children should be greater than 0, and obviously in the select clause I have used average as average aggregator function on the column average price per room from the dataset, and then I have used order by and descending order them in descending way, and the average price per room is 144.56. How many reservations were made for the year 20XX? Here I have replaced XX with 18, that is 2018. What I have done is, I have used count function on arrival date as a reservation count from the dataset, and I have used string to date function on arrival date, and then I have extracted year from that as 2018, and we can see that the reservation count is 577. Let's look at this question. How many reservations fall on a weekend where number of weekend nights should be greater than 0? So this is directly has been used on this where clause, that where number of weekend nights should be greater than 0, and I have used the count on booking ID on the dataset, and we can see that the number of reservation on weekends is 383. What is the most commonly booked room type? So in this also what I have done is, I have used the room type reserved column and the count function from the dataset, and I have used group by, order by, and then I have limited it to 1 since I want just the most commonly booked room type, and we can see in the output that it is room type 1 with the count 534. What is the highest and the lowest lead for time for the reservations? So here highest and lowest can be find out with the help of max and min function, which I have ended up doing eventually, and the max lead time is 443 and minimum lead time is 0. Let's look at this question. What is the most common market segment type for reservations? So here I was supposed to do is market segment type to find out that market segment type which is most common. So for the commonness, what I have done is, I have used the count function and then I have grouped it by market segment type, then again used order by, and then limited it to 1. So we can see that the most common market segment type is online with count of 1518.
Let's look at this question. How many reservations have a booking status of confirmed? So here simply what I can do is I have used count function on booking ID from the data set, and then on in where clause I have used booking status is not equal to not cancelled, so which will give that these are not cancelled, that is reserved booking status. So the output is 493. Let's look at this question. What is the total number of adults and children across all reservations? So simply what I've done is on number of adults column I've used sum function. Similarly on number of children column I have used sum function. Then I have used on where clause the number of adults should be greater than 0 and number of children should be greater than 0, and the output is adults are 87 and children are 63. Let's look at this question. What is the average number of weekend nights for reservation involving children? Since it is particularly being asked that we want involving children, what I have done is in where clause I have used number of children should be greater than 0, and what I have done is for average number of weekend nights on the column number of weekend nights I have used aggregator function average from the dataset, which will give us the average number of weekend as 1000. Let's look at this question. This is pretty interesting. So how many reservations were made in the each month of the year? So in this question what I have done is first I have ordered extracted the year from arrival date using string to date function as year. Then similarly I have used string to date for extracting month from arrival date as month. Then I have used count star from the database so that I can found the count of reservations. Then I have used group by and order by, where I have ordered by first by year and then by order. So in the output you can see that the output is ordered first in the month, in the years, and in the corresponding months, and then in the count of reservation are given in this. So we can see that the count of reservation in the July is 8, and then it has been increasing since then till the month of October. Then we can see that it has been decreasing from 2017 to January 2018, since it's the time of winters. So we can extract an information or get an insight that in the peak winters it's not much functional, or maybe there may be another reason. But as then the Feb of 2018 comes, we can see that the count of reservation again have been started going up, and from since then till the data we have till the May of 2018, we are seeing that count is increasing. Let's look at this question. So here it is asked that what is the average number of nights both on weekend and weekday spent by guests for each room type. So similarly like previous question, I have ordered the output in the room type on the basis of room type for the weekend and weekdays. So what I have used here is a window function. So I have first used distinct room type reserved, then I have used window function using average aggregator function on weekend nights, then over and partition by room type reserved as weekend, similarly for the weeknights. So we can see that output for room types and weekend and weekdays is given here. Let's look at this question. For reservation involving children, what is the most common room type and what is the average price for that room type? Since it's particularly asked is it here that reservation involving children, so we can directly do is where clause we can use number of children should be greater than 0. And what is the most common room type? What I have done is I have selected the count of room type as room count and room type reserved as the room type which are being reserved. Then I have used average price per room and used average function for this as average price from the dataset. I have put this inside a CTE, and then I have extracted the required columns, only the required columns, that is room type reserved, room count and average price from the CTE. So we can see in the output is room type 1
has a room count of 0.788 and average price is 2.0899. Similarly for all other room types. So let's look at the final questions. Find the market segment type that generates the highest average price per room. So in this question we can see that we are supposed to find out the market segment type which generates the highest price per room. So what we can do is we can select the market segment type and the average price per room using average function from the data set. So we can see in the output, and further what I have done is I have used group by and order by function. So what we can see in the output is the online market segment type has the highest average price per room, and complementary type room market segment type has lowest average price per room. Thank you so much.